G'day team, welcome back to A Fictional Escapist. It's the start of another reading vlog, so it is Friday the 25th of February, which means it is our time to panic and try and get all the books that we want to read in February done by the end of Monday. It feels super weird that a month ago I was filming my first ever clip for this channel and I didn't know if it was going to go anywhere, and now I have like 30 people joining me on this bookish journey, which is cool. Hello fellow nerds. So I've got three things that I want to finish up over the next couple of days. The first one being Felina Wood's The Heart of the Bloodstone. This was an anticipated release. If you remember, I unboxed it at the end of the first vlog that I ever did, and I am on page 427, so I've got about 170 pages to go of this one, which is very doable in the next 4 days. Try and read about 50 pages a day of that one. It's picked up pace, so I don't think it's going to be too much of an ask, but I also don't want to go too quickly because I like to review all of the indie books that I read and want to give them the time that they deserve. The next one that I am reading is it's a novella. It's an abstract horror called Nana by Mark Taus, or Toos, however you pronounce it, and it is about old people, creepy old people and creepy children, and I made the mistake of reading the first 30% of that before I went to bed the other night and then just couldn't get to sleep. It's weird, it is creepy, it's atmospheric. About 30% of the way through. It's only 120 pages, so I don't think that's going to be too much of an ask either to get done over the weekend. The last thing that I want to finish over the weekend is an audiobook, and that's probably the biggest ask, just because I don't get a whole lot of listening time over the weekend, and that is The Soul's Aspect. It's a bit glary. The Soul's Aspect by Mark Holloway. Now, this was going to be my indie pick for March, but I ended up having some listening time available, and the book, if you listen to it on normal speed, is only about 11 hours, and I am on page 235, so I've got about 100 pages to go, or I think just under 2 or just over 2.5 hours of listening time, so I may end up finishing that in the physical version if I don't get a whole lot of listening time over the weekend. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping to read over the next couple of days. I'll take you with me while we do a couple of things. I don't know, there's a whole lot on tomorrow, but maybe we'll go and do a coffee or a lunch date, just so it's not just me talking to you the entire time. And I'll catch you in a little bit. It is just a miserable day outside. It has been raining since yesterday afternoon. I'll put a clip of the flood that is my backyard here in the next little bit, but I did get some book mail from a very wet courier. And he was nice enough to come to the door and make sure that I was able to receive it so he didn't have to leave it and get soaked. So, because I only have one hand, I pre-opened this and I picked up The Justice of Kings by Richard Swan. I'm sure you have all heard about this book at this point. It is a debut novel and there's a lot of really good reviews for it up. I've been hearing a lot of 5-star reviews for this book, so I'm curious, and yeah, it came in the mail today. I have no idea when I'm going to read this. It will be added to the TBR pile that is never ending. It's raining. We don't like rain. Hello everyone. It is 9:30 on Friday night. It is still pissing down rain outside, so the backyard is flooded and I have to take my dog out the front with an umbrella to go to the bathroom. So we just did that. I am on call this weekend, so we'll be working a little bit. Yeah, I didn't read too much today. I basically just worked all day. I got to page 500 of The Heart of the Bloodstone, but that's pretty much it. I'm hoping to either finish that or Nana tomorrow whilst working. Because it is flooding, we can't really go anywhere. I've got a pizza party for my poppy on Sunday, so we'll see if that does not get cancelled. Anyway, I will check in with you in the morning. G'day team, it is about 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. I'm about to get up and do some work. Like I said last night, I'm on the call, but I thought I would give you an update on the backyard flood situation since the rain didn't stop last night. Alright, g'day, that's better, sort of on a stand. Yeah, so the rain hasn't stopped last night. I didn't get up and walk the dog and go to the gym because there's some flooding that's happening, so it's sort of safer to stay indoors. I do have to go and pick up some groceries today, so that should be interesting, but it's like 2 minutes away, so hopefully the roads are all good there. About to log in and do some work. I've done some work already this morning, but I have read another 20% of Nana by Mark Taus. It's weird, yeah, like creepy old people. We're in a talent show at the moment, and it's like one young grandkid watching a whole bunch of people in what I presume is some sort of aged care facility, and it's weird, and I don't know how to feel about it. Yeah, it's a good day for readings, can't really do anything else, but I also think that my wife Rachel and I are going to watch Spencer, which is the Princess Diana movie with Kristen Stewart, hopefully later today if the rain keeps up, because I'm forced to stay indoors and can't do anything. But I've got 90 pages of The Heart of the Bloodstone to go, so that may be on my radar for today as well. So I guess this vlog is just a lot of me sitting down, because my suburb is like flooded in, so we can go within our suburb, but not out of it. Rach and I just went and got some sushi for lunch, and I asked her if she wanted to get a milkshake, and then took her in and bought her the new Horizon Zero Dawn game. She's a big gamer, and she will be engrossed in that for many now, which is great because I have reading to do. I finished Nana this morning while I was working. It was very odd. I have a review coming out and it will be on my wrap up, but basically it's about a young boy who has to go and stay with his Nana for a night, and Nana's a little bit nuts, and so are all of the aged care residents in Newcrest Haven, and there is a weird ass talent show with some casual blood sacrifices, and it just goes from there. But I do love me some abstract horror. I thought it was written pretty well, and the author lives in Australia, which is kind of cool. I didn't know that, and I'm looking forward to picking up more by Mark Taus. I am now going to do some more work, shocker, and hopefully finish up The Heart of the Bloodstone before my last update here today. Cool, catch you then. So, fun little update for you guys who are playing at home on the old flooding situation over at Chris's house. I didn't read anything last night because our bedroom ceiling started to leak, and there has been some water damage there for a little while, but last night it actually started dripping water, and we are not looking at this rain stopping anytime soon. I think we've got rain for at least another sort of 7 days or so, and it's not like it's super heavy rain. There are parts where there is heavy rain, but it is constant. It just has not stopped for like 3 days now, so a lot of places are going underwater. There are emergency evacuations that have been issued around my parents' house. They're on a hill, so they're okay, but in their suburb there have been emergency evacuations issued. There have been warnings that have come out to suburbs around us. We're basically stuck where we are safe for the time being, but we are sort of, I guess, limited to our own suburb, which is fine. We have enough food and water and stuff to get us through the next sort of week or so, and it's not like we can't go anywhere. We're just sort of stuck, I guess, within our suburb, but all been told to remain indoors as much as possible, just for the safety of everyone, essentially. I'll put some photos in if you're interested, but we've got like parts of highway that have come off because the water pressure has been so much that it's sort of just lifted this part of the highway off. We've got shopping centres that are going completely underwater. We've got dams that have been released just to try and relieve some of the pressure on that structure. Yeah, it's been a wild time. So what started as a couple of days of rain could potentially cause a lot of damage with flooding and whatnot in the future. So yeah, I didn't read anything last night. I've got 35 pages left of The Heart of the Bloodstone, which should happen today. I also have to work, and when the weather is like this, work can get a little bit nuts. So for context, on the weekends, if I'm on call, I basically work in emergency freight. So getting things to hospitals for surgeries that are needed, getting things to airports like aircrafts on ground. That can be rescue helicopters, rescue planes, etc. And whilst it's not normally super busy in weather like this, when things are critical, it's about thinking outside the box and getting parts from A to B so that, you know, life for the people who are having surgeries and are already in the hospital can continue to go on, essentially. The other thing I've got to read, I've still got what's called The Soul's Aspect by Mark Holloway to read. I'm still 100 pages out from that. I probably won't pick up the audiobook if I'm completely honest. I don't visualize very well with audio, so I tend to start reading physically, get the picture in my head, and then pick up audio. Or if I'm doing sort of drives to and from, which I normally do during the week, that's when I'll listen to it, or walking to and from the gym and with the dog. But I don't have that opportunity, so I'll probably pick that up physically and hopefully finish that one today as well, leading into the 28th of February tomorrow with a clean slate, so I can start up the March TBR. Yeah, that's the update for now. The yard's not more flooded than it was yesterday. It's about the same, so I won't bother with showing you that because it gets boring. Anyway, I'll catch you in a bit. This is our new bedroom due to the storm and water leaking from the master ceiling. Nice. Are you on Daddy's side? G'day team, this will probably be the last update into the vlog. It is about 9 o'clock on Sunday the 27th of February. The reason it's going to be the last update is, one, I've finished all the books that I wanted to get read before the end of the month, so tomorrow I'll be starting anew and probably get a crack onto The Way of the Shadows so I can finally put that book under my belt. But also the weather situation has gotten worse here in Brisbane, so Rach and I have just spent the last sort of half an hour getting go bags ready to go. If you don't know what a go bag is, it's basically when you are told to evacuate, you grab that bag that you packed and go, so it's just full of the essentials. Naturally, I've got my Kindle and a bottle of whiskey in there because they're essentials. So basically it's just stuff that you need for a couple of days. So books and whiskey. The dog's very confused at the moment, and we're currently living in the living room rather than the bedroom, or we're sleeping in the living room rather than bedroom, which is a bit weird. But yeah, dog's weirded out because I put a whole bunch of her food in a go bag and she was like, what, where are we going? And she won't leave Rachel and my side. She's like, if you are going somewhere, I am coming with you. Anyway, actual reading update. I finished The Heart of the Bloodstone, which is over there today. I read the last 35 pages or so. Felina, that last line did me dirty. It's in so few words, it was such a cliffhanger, and now I have to wait with the rest of the world. But I will have a full dedicated review coming out for that one, probably not next week because there's a whole bunch of start of month stuff, but maybe the week after. I like to, particularly the books that I plan on reading, the indie books that I plan on reading, I want to give enough time for it to settle in my brain so I can write a review. I don't take notes personally when I read a book unless something really stands out to me. I might just type it down. What I'll do is essentially, after I've read the book and I've let it sit for a little while, is I'll write an essay on the book, and it won't be extensive. It'll be maybe 1,000 to 1,500 words, and then I'll whittle that down for my review. Things I like, things I didn't like, things that worked for me, etc. I also finished up the Souls Aspect today, and I've got some thoughts on that one. I did like it, I liked it, and then again, just I was so stressed in the last 50 pages or so because I didn't know, like, we just got this big climax, and I was like, how are you going to wrap this up in, the last little bit of this book? And now, Mark, if you need a beta reader for book 2, I volunteer as tribute because I need to know what happens. Yeah, so I finished Nana yesterday and I finished those 2 off today, which means I can start fresh tomorrow, leading into March. Hopefully you guys all got the books that you wanted to finish up at the end of the month done, so you can also start fresh for March. If you like the content, give it one of them. If you want to subscribe, please do so, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.